Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Bullshittery Podcast. This is the second episode.
Whoa, the second one?
And I'm with Matt King.
Oh, can you believe it?
Look at us.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh my gosh,
this is great.
Thank you so much for being here.
I feel so comfortable in your home.
Thank you. I really wanted like a vibe where it's like we're chilling. It's like an at-home, nothing planned, bullshitting away, and just like shooting the shit. And you're like a podcaster, so you're so used to it.
I know, I'm used to this. And especially when I get a couch like this and I can prop my feet up.
I know.
Vertically.
Well, you're tall enough for it.
Yeah.
I can't do that. But, you know, it's like, get comfortable, do whatever you want to do.
I mean, yeah, no, this is nice. This is really, really good.
Free foot shop.
Don't you have a cat as well?
I have two cats.
Two?
I have two.
Where are they?
One of them will be hiding the whole time.
Okay.
His name is Phoenix. The other one, Hitchcock, he might make an appearance.
Hitchcock and Phoenix.
I know.
Is Hitchcock named after Alfred Hitchcock, I assume?
I assume. So I when I adopted them, I adopted both of them from like PetSmart, actually. They have like an adoption.
Shout out to
thing.
PetSmart.
Wait, do you have any pets?
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I'm a big cat guy.
Oh, okay, good.
I grew up with a cat my entire life.
Nice.
I never had a dog.
Okay.
But
okay.
I do believe like dogs are kind of better. But
Yeah.
I vibe with the cat more.
No, I agree.
Because dogs, when you leave a dog alone, they are thinking about you
I
all
know.
the time.
Like they live for you.
But a cat's like smoking a cigarette, like, where have
No,
you been?
I know. Cats really don't give a shit. Except mine have gotten really attached to the point where now I feel like they can understand me on a level that's kind of really weird.
Ooh.
Like the other day, like they're more human than other cats. They've developed, I don't know what it is, because I talk to them constantly. So I think that they're just like learning my language. Like the other day, I was getting up to go to bed and getting up to get coffee in the morning. And they usually follow me everywhere. And I was like, guys, just hold on. I'm going to come right back. Just like wait, and I'm going to come back and it'll all be great. And I went and I like took 2 minutes to get my coffee and I went back and they're both just sitting on the bed waiting for me.
Oh.
And it's like, I love that.
What a team.
But now I kind of want to adopt a dog too.
Oh boy. Now you're.
But I can't hear. Like
This will be a shelter.
No, I know, which
Wait,
is kind of a dream.
Now, when you adopted the cats, were they already a pair, like,
No.
up for adoption? Oh.
So, okay, well, we'll get into you in a minute. But
Okay.
first, we'll go
Yeah.
over the cat situation.
Yeah, I could talk cats all day.
Oh, me too. So I got Hitchcock. When I had a cat before. She escaped into the wilderness. She was a feral beast.
Let
She
her
was
out
for
to
the
the
streets.
Mm-hmm.
Found her in North Carolina in a barn. She was awful. I was the only one that could touch her. She disappeared into the woods. It was for the best.
Yeah.
I grieved her. It was fine. It was fine. And then I, like a year later, moved to Kingston, New York. And I was like, I need a pet. Like once you have a pet, you can't. It's too hard not to have one. And so I went to a shelter. He was already named Hitchcock. And he was like, he's the prettiest cat. I'll have to get him out here. He was the prettiest cat, and he was so vocal. He was like meowing at me, and he wanted my attention so badly. So I was like, okay, well, you're it.
Yeah.
That's it. And he was named Hitchcock. And I was like, I'm an actor.
Showbiz, baby.
Kismet.
It's perfect.
And then like a year later, I got Phoenix. And Phoenix is the more skittish one, but they're like yin and yang. Like that's them. That's what they look like.
Oh,
Hitchcock
my goodness.
is the white one. Phoenix is the black one.
It's exactly yin and yang. They're like, yeah, black and white with like
Yeah.
the perfect little, like, it's almost inverse, too.
I know. It's insane. And they are soulmates. Like they're obsessed with each other. So I feel like my old cat sent them to me and was like, okay, you can't have me, but here you go.
It was all meant to be.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
never debated, like, changing any of their names? Like, is there, like, a code of ethics
Well,
of, like...
Phoenix was Washington.
Oh.
So I changed his name to Phoenix because Joaquin Phoenix is my favorite actor.
That's what it was. I mean, either she's, like, a fan of the band Phoenix or Joaquin Phoenix.
And Joaquin has a little bit of a cleft lip, kinda.
Do you have a cleft lip?
No.
I'm like, I never really...
No. But Phoenix has like a half a mustache that kind of looks like a cleft lip.
How perfect.
So it really worked.
I'm just like...
But enough about my fucking cats.
Bring it on me. Bring it on to me.
How are ya?
I'm doing great. I've been, like, getting some shit done today, I feel like.
Oh, good.
Well, I've been in a bit of a crisis because I realized that my passport expires in July.
Oh, my God.
And apparently now, if you travel out of the country, even if, like, your passport is fine in the time that you're traveling, if it's not valid for the 6 months even after it expires, you have to get a new one.
Really?
Yeah. I know, right? Maybe you need to check your
I
passport.
really actually now, no, that's a really good reminder. I should do that.
Because it's 2024. And I always thought 2024 was like in a long time.
Yeah, no, it's here, baby.
And now it's here. And I'm just like trying to find like all the right, I don't know, the whole like government and how you get a passport. It's just make it easy.
No, it's so stressful. And then it's a long process. You can do like the expedited thing.
Yeah.
I really should do that. Do you have, what's it called? I have to renew this.
AAA?
No, the, when you can like go without TSA pre-check.
Yes,
global entry.
Yes, I have that.
That's amazing.
That's the best.
That is like
I don't need a private jet, but if I have,
global entry. And
see y'all later.
even the term global entry, like, oh.
I know. I always like feel like I turn so smug when I'm with a big group of friends and we're all about to travel somewhere. I'm like,
And they have to
who's
go through.
pre-check?
Yeah.
Who's pre-check? It like it start this new click that
This is how
happens
we
before
weed out.
the trip starts.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, you don't
my TSA pre-check, my global entry is expiring, so I need to
renew it.
Renew that.
There's also some I don't know what credit cards you got. We'll talk about it
Oh,
after.
I'm so bad with credit cards. That's something I need to like. I'm not a points girl or like
Points daddy all day.
You need to educate me for real.
Okay. Well, we'll get
there. We'll get there.
We should. I should share my referral codes, and then
Yeah.
it just pays for all my trips.
Matt 10 for 10% off. No, we have no ads yet, but with the guests like this, I mean,
Roll them in.
pay
Book
us. Celsius. Look
Book
at this.
it. Here we are.
Free advertisement.
So that's what I've been like up to today is just hoping I need to go get like a passport photo taken.
Ooh.
I'm like, do I smile? Do I not smile?
This is kind of a cool look for a passport photo.
You
Are you
think
doing
so?
that
I
today?
think that the collared shirt will work.
Yeah.
I can't wear the hat, but
Yeah. But the hat is really a vibe.
thank you.
Yeah, it's great. I almost wore a hat because I noticed that you wear hats a lot.
I do.
And I almost wore my hat to match. I got a new LA hat. Isn't it sick?
Oh, that's perfect. Perfect for St. Patrick's Day.
I know. Wait, are you a St. Patrick's Day person?
I am usually.
Yeah.
I haven't like properly gone out doing St. Patrick's Day in LA because usually I'm always like in like Austin for South by Southwest. But
Yeah.
I'm Irish.
Yeah, okay. I'm 35% Irish.
Okay,
We're-
that counts.
Yeah, it counts. It counts.
I love St.
Are
Patrick's
you fully
Day.
Irish?
No, I'm not fully Irish. I'm like
So you're a fake.
I'm like I'm like Swedish and Irish. If you were to like do my genealogy, that's what kind of takes up most of it.
Nice. We may have actually discussed something like this.
I think we have. Like I said, like I think I've met you like in a past lifetime.
No,
or
I
we
know.
had. Or wait, were you Swedish or Norwegian?
I'm Norwegian.
No,
We
wait.
did talk about
We
this.
did talk about this, and I learned actually. I don't even know why I just said Swedish. I just learned that I'm not really as Swedish as I thought I was. I'm Norwegian.
Wow. We may be related because everyone changed their last names back in the day.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be really cool.
I don't get why they like like those celebrity shows where they like they do the ancestry of like they realize
Yes.
that Ed Norton is related to Pocahontas.
Yes.
Give us that information.
exactly.
Or you find out Ashley Tisdale and Austin Butler are like long distant cousins.
We should get a group to all do it together to see if anyone's related to each other.
But then what if we find out that like I'm related to my wife?
That would be a problem.
There would have to be just like a code of trust.
Yeah, we'll cut that out.
Yeah, we'll
we
cut
don't need
it
to publish
out.
that. We'll just keep it.
We all
it's our
sign
little secret.
NDAs before we do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, but let's get into you and who you are and all
Okay.
that stuff. You're from Texas?
Yes, from
Okay.
Texas, born in Dallas, went to UT, hook 'em horns, and then have been in LA for like 10 years.
What did you major in when you
I majored in advertising.
Nice.
I originally went in wanting to be like a broadcast like news journalist.
Yeah.
Because I thought like, I could read a teleprompter all day and say the news.
I feel like you'd be really good at it.
So I thought I would want to do that for the rest of my life. But then, it was like 2010. It was the beginning of like social media truly. And I
Yeah.
realized nobody's going to be really tuning into the news like they want to.
Yeah.
And I also like a bit of the attention. You want to be on camera. You want to
Yeah.
have your voice out in the world. So, but I
Entertain.
switched it up because I did advertising because then I started getting really concerned about money. And then I looked at the alumni reports at the school to see like what major in the College of Communication made the most money.
Weren't great.
And it was advertising. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to switch it up.
Yeah.
So I did advertising in college. And I was on the speech team as well.
Yeah. Wow. Yes. I think I actually read that when
Mm-hmm.
I was doing my research. which researching you was kind of fascinating because there's so much internet. Like you're just like I didn't really even know you were a vlog squad involved with all that.
There's a lot of eras. Like,
I was not a YouTube kid growing up.
okay.
So I didn't know. I literally learned like over the past couple years, like ever since I got into social media, like people that are so famous that I just have no idea about. Like Trisha Paytas, never heard of her until like a year ago.
I know, I used to be homies with Trisha Paytas.
Isn't that like
I know. Now she acts like she doesn't know me.
really?
Well, she did that like in a
that's
podcast
bummer.
recently, but like I think she was just trying to like play fun. And then the next podcast, they were ranking Vlog Squad members with like Tana and Jeff and Trisha. And they put me at the top. So then Trisha was like, "Oh yeah, he's the best." I'm like, "You said you didn't remember me, Trisha."
We have it here, guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna squash the beef today.
Trisha Paytas, I love you. Hope you're doing great.
I'm obsessed
With her?
Yes, I find her like I genuinely feel like she's a genius.
Oh yeah,
I think that like I like she's like the Andy Kaufman of our time.
facts.
Like does she know that though?
Yeah.
You think?
I
mean,
think
you know
so.
her.
Yes. I mean, I'm not going to speak on behalf of Trisha of her knowing it, but I think she definitely is aware of like
The performative nature of her.
and the games she can play too.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't know, she's able to express herself in so many different ways and get away with it. Like
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about like people I've learned about recently in the past like year are like Ethan Klein and the H3 world.
yeah.
Love. Like I just don't
You do? That's tough for me to say. Well, like I think Ethan Klein likes
I don't
me,
even
but-
know of like I am so like baby brained about all of this that I don't know beefs. I don't know anything about anything.
Yeah.
So like I just love everyone until I know otherwise.
And I don't really have beef with anybody,
Yeah.
but there's like he has beef with my friends, and my friends I think
Okay,
get scared of like him coming after you for something.
And
But
he's another one that I can't figure out if it's like real or if it's a bit.
I think it's pretty real.
Is it?
But I think Ethan's pretty just where he likes to point out things that just aren't making sense.
Yeah, yeah.
And kind of likes to hold people accountable
Yeah.
to the truth.
Very logical.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like what's going on here?
Which no one's really logical these days. You know?
No.
But whatever. So you're a podcaster, hoot and a holler.
Hoot and a half. Hoot and a
I
holler.
say hoot and a holler all the time, and that's what I was gonna bring up. I say that all the time. So when I found out it was hoot and a half, I'm like, love that name for a podcast. And you've been doing it for a while.
Yeah, been doing it now for a couple years, I think.
And now you're in a stunning space.
It is, yes, a much new, better space. I was doing it at home, but
Yeah.
you know, now you're married, you're sharing a space.
Yeah.
And, you know, my wife likes to keep things clean, so she's like, "Who's coming over?" Okay, well,
Yeah.
the dishes need to be done. Like, we got to get all of this in order before you have guests come over. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So we now have a new legit set. But yeah, I do Hoot and a Half with
Yeah.
me, Matt King, my co-host Mike Sheffer, who's
Yeah.
my best friend, my manager.
Love.
And
Oh, he's your manager?
Yeah, he's my manager.
Oh, I love that.
It's the best when you get so lucky with a manager who's
Yeah.
like actually awesome and
Yeah.
is your friend. Because there's a lot of slimy managers out here in LA.
Yeah, I'm lucky to have a cool one too. I have a couple, and I might be adding, knock on wood, another one for digital.
Oh, good.
Yeah, which I've been needing. I've been needing that.
Good.
Yeah.
And yeah, Mike is just what I love about him. Even if I'm having like a bad day or a down day, he's there to like get on the call with me and like root for me through my own mental health, guide me through whatever problem I'm thinking,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Oh, I
Some
love
managers
that.
out here are like, "I don't care, make me money."
I know. It's a scary industry. It
Facts.
really is. And like the more you get into it, like the more I've learned about it or climbed for whatever word you want to use, like you do realize how much of a game it really is and like how much it really is truly based on relationships and like people want to work with who they like and who they know and that was part of why I wanted to do my podcast too. Is like I love meeting people and like connecting with people and like learning more about everything through people. I just find it fascinating.
Yeah.
Really. Like I find it wild.
I'm the same way.
Are you an actor too?
I have acted in the past.
Okay.
I was in Mr. Student Body President, which I think is on Amazon Prime or
Shout
Freevee.
out.
I play, what was my name? Greg Lerman, I
Is
think.
it a movie or a show?
It is a show. It's like a satire of almost like House of Cards, but student government in high school.
Oh, that's fun.
And I'm only in like 2 episodes.
Okay,
In
we'll
only
watch it
one
then.
episode you see my face. The other episode you just hear my voice.
Yeah.
But that was like the only time I've acted. The thing is, I have the utmost respect for actors.
Yeah.
I totally would act if somebody I knew was writing something
Yeah.
or directing something or casting something and they had me in mind and they wanted me to do it.
Yeah.
I just don't have the time or the bandwidth to like audition for stuff
Yeah.
because
It's so much. It's
yeah,
so much.
you'll spend forever doing a self-tape.
I know.
That's hours and you might not get it.
Most likely you won't. Like
But that's you gotta shoot your shot,
Yeah.
otherwise you're not gonna get it.
Yeah,
So
totally. Yeah.
I can I believe I can act, but I don't actively do it.
Yeah, because I saw when I was doing my research, I went on IMDb and I was like, oh, there's IMDb. Let me see what he's done. And I saw your headshots and I was like, oh wait, is he like a full actor and I don't even know about it?
I did get signed with a commercial agency at one point.
They were very commercially,
Yeah. Maybe I need to update it, or hell, I'll just put it in AI and just be like, make them a little bit more modern.
AI.
I hate the headshot, or like, there's some headshots like that, like they want you to like do different kind of characters.
It's terrible. Like,
you got to be the or the nerdy one, or like they make you like take
glasses?
ones with glasses.
I know.
Or they want you just to be like sexy, like
what?
What's going on here?
Throw on a blazer.
Yeah.
Now you're business. Put on a tie. Now you're a teacher.
Yeah.
No, it really is. And I feel like it's getting a little less caricature-y like that. But if you look at old headshots in like the 90s, they're rough.
Oh,
they're rough.
But it's cool, like the 90s ones though, I love the ones that are like the Polaroid headshots of stars before they get big.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been to the Motion Picture Museum?
No, but I'm dying to go.
Go.
Okay.
Go. And honestly, when you go there, go at your own pace. Go to whatever calls you. You don't need to like look at every little thing in there. But they have this one wall of all the Polaroid headshots of celebrities right before they got big, like their first week in LA.
Oh, I love that.
It's like Benicio del Toro, and he's like 16. You're like, what?
Wow.
It's a really cool one.
I love old celebrity photos.
Yeah, like old school cool, like the subreddit where it's like...
Oh, no, I don't even know that.
Yeah, it's like old school cool, where either people post photos of celebrities from like back in the day when they looked really cool, or it could be like a photo of your dad who just looks awesome. Like,
oh, I love that. I follow a lot of Instagram accounts like that. Yeah. Like I love the old 70s photos, like the Al Pacino pics and like...
Yeah.
Who are some of your favorite like creative influency type of people?
Okay, my creative influency type of people?
Actors or like...
Okay, like if it came... Like I genuinely love... Pete Holmes, the comedian, especially love his podcast. He was a huge inspiration for me, and I think getting into the podcast world because I listened to him so religiously all throughout college and my early adulthood. So I would say that. I love Rick Glassman.
Okay,
do you know who these people are?
No, I really don't. I know their names, but I don't know their work.
Well, we bonded on Cola Scola.
We did, yes.
You had him on this pod.
Yes.
Which... What a treat and what an honor that is.
And they have an off-Broadway show right now. I don't know if it'll be over by the time that this airs, but it's called Oh Mary, and I've heard it is amazing.
Oh, who's is it Cole's they?
Cole, yes. Their pronouns are they.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. No, it's totally fine.
Like,
it's honestly, it's like tricky sometimes to remember. It really is.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's just actively working on it.
Oh, and I'm always working on it.
Always.
If I hear it, I'm like,
that's it, yeah.
On it.
No, I make the mistake constantly, and it's
so like, but the thing is, I'm not a true comedian, so it's but I get a lot of inspiration from comedians, but I'm not out doing stand-up, and I'm not, intentionally the content I put out, it can be funny, it might not be funny.
Yeah.
I just like being comfortable with myself.
Yeah.
I love Dax Shepard. I really look up to the Smartless guys.
Yeah, they're great.
And you know what, though? I'm really at that like moment in age where I've been around the social media block for a while. I've been doing the podcast, and I'm just kind of like, I don't really know what the future's going to bring.
Yeah.
But I'm just excited to see what will come, and I do have faith in whatever I put out in the universe that it will all work out.
Yeah. I want to go back a little bit too. Like I want to know like your history of... You graduated college.
Yeah.
When did you come to LA?
I came to LA in summer of 2014.
Wow. Okay, my God, 10 years.
Yeah.
Almost 10 years.
Just about.
And then when you got, because I just am fascinated by the trajectory of like your journey with like getting involved with like, how did you meet people here? How did you get?
So it all kind of started with Vine, and Vine was really popping, and it came on the scene, I believe, in like 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
And I was watching Vine for about a year. And during that time of the internet, micro video content didn't exist on any other social media platforms except Vine.
Yeah.
Instagram didn't have video.
Yeah.
Facebook didn't have video.
No, nothing.
Twitter didn't have video.
Was that pre-YouTube too?
Oh, well, YouTube was out there, but that's long form. You got to click and choose. No one had been on an app where you could just scroll past and see little bits.
Right.
And I was watching Vine for about a year, was loving all the stuff I was seeing, and I was like, you know what? I should just start goofing around.
Yeah.
And just put shit out there and see if it hits.
Yeah.
And I was just lip syncing like Beyonce songs and making silly faces because I thought, wouldn't it be cool just to get a couple thousand followers?
Yeah.
And Then certain vines of mine really took off.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting about, by the time I graduated college, about like 150,000 followers.
Oh, so you were still in college.
It's still in college.
Yeah.
Still in college, but also been working hard for a big degree, needed a big boy job.
Right.
And I was an advertising major. And then also around that time, I was getting emails from like talent agencies out here in LA, like online creator network talent agencies.
Oh, neat. Because they were like, we saw your vines, and we're
like, we want to also like, we can help monetize your vines on YouTube, because that's what they were basically doing. They would help upload your vines into compilations on YouTube. They could own like the monetization and flag anybody who was uploading that content, and you would get a cut.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
So I was like, and they go, also, I know you're graduating college, you should move out to LA. It'd be a good idea. A lot of people are moving out here.
Yeah.
And I was like, awesome. I should do that.
Yeah.
But I still needed a big boy job. I wasn't going to go full tilt and bank on having that career. So I got a job with Apple's ad agency. I worked for Apple.
Cool.
I was a good little student. I knew people. Worked at Media Arts Lab. I was like an assistant account executive on the iPhone 5.
Wow. iPhone 5.
Yeah.
I remember those days. I miss those
back
days.
when they had the button, you know?
Yeah.
It was cute, adorable.
Buttons now, when you try to use a button now, it's like my friend has a phone with a button.
Yeah, I turn it to the biggest snob where I'm like, I'll be at like a
But
table
how
and I'll
do
be
I
like,
use
is that a
this?
button?
I don't.
What a relic.
Are you okay?
Yeah, wow. That still works?
I
Can I just
know.
touch it? Because I just miss how that feels.
Oh, I do.
And then, so then I moved out to LA, and also during that time, tons of Viners were moving out here.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was the summer of VidCon right when I moved out here, and that's when there were all these parties where all these Viners were coming.
Yeah.
And now at this point, I kind of had a couple 100,000 followers, feeling pretty confident, but I wasn't like top tier like some of the dogs were. Showed up to your first party at the House of Blues during VidCon, and I just meet all of these people who I've known online.
Yeah.
Some of them are friends who I've already messaged with. Some are top dogs, like
Wow,
Zane and
yeah.
Heath, my two co-hosts now. They came up to me at that party and they're like, dude, we love your stuff.
Oh my God, love.
And little did I know, all those people I met that one night would end up becoming long-term friends.
Yeah.
And then go back to the job. I'm, working this really intense job on call all the time, but like social media is blowing up all the time.
Yeah.
I couldn't give that job like all of my mental capacity.
No.
So, and then I got my first brand deal and was like, shit.
Yeah, the brand deals are like, and that was even before. It's more wild now. I know the mic is kind of annoying.
I'm sorry.
No,
if it's a
you're
little
good.
bit off,
I'm
but-
sure it's recording totally fine.
Is
Also,
everything? Is
it's
all of our
it's all good.
techniques
It's all recording great.
We just find out.
And that one will cut off at 30 minutes. I'll just have to hit it.
I'm used to that.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. So, and that even like saying 200,000 followers, that was, I feel like, even more significant then than it is now. Like the idea of numbers now is like 1 million is like kind of like not low for a video, because it's not, but I feel like our bar has risen a lot.
And TikTok has done a really good job, I think, about getting your videos in front of the people who will like it and
Yes.
getting that follow. Back then, the timeline was straight chronological. You had to trust so much on collabs, or you had to trust so much on a repost to get your stuff in front of the feed, or you just had to trust the Discover page or the On the Rise page. And those were also curated by, I believe, the people at Vine. So it
Yeah.
wasn't even like a true AI algorithm behind it all.
Yeah.
It was, and I just got lucky. And so, the 200,000 followers was awesome. But also during that time, my parents were very encouraging people, but they were
Yeah.
like, you still need to focus on having a job.
Right,
This
right,
is a hobby, and this is way too much of a risk.
Because it wasn't even like the internet being like an influencer, like that wasn't even a term yet, really.
No.
Like it wasn't like a job. Because I remember the early days of YouTube and like casting directors, like you'd be an actor going to a casting director workshop, and casting directors would be like, okay, like the way to really break in is to like make your own stuff. Make sure you're creating your own stuff. And now there's this huge catch-22, not to like fully pivot the conversation, but now there's this big catch-22 where it's like, okay, we actors have like gone out and done that, but now you kind of get cornered into like the influencer category, and you can't, or like a content creator. So then it's like, if you're trying to like still be a legit actor, it can kind of, it's kind of a weird line to toe.
It is.
Yeah.
And then it's frustrating because then you see other people who do make the leap perfectly.
Yeah.
And
Liza Koshy is a great example of that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just saw her in, what did I just see her in that she was in? A new movie, I think.
I know she's in
rom-com.
I know she's the voice of one of the Transformers and
really?
like the Beasts. I don't know, Beasts of the Wild or something like that. The new
Wow.
Transformers, and it was so awesome when Liza got the hosting gig for Double Dare.
Oh, she's amazing.
We got to go like backstage. I'm like, this is a dream come true.
I
I
love
can't
that.
believe I'm friends with you and we're here and we got to do the whole course.
She's so cool.
It is tough, but like at the same time, I think you should. It's a tough question to even like navigate on.
Yes.
Is there a right way? Is there, and it's
I
tough.
don't think anybody knows.
Yeah.
It's still, like, I feel like we're still, but I feel like for my stuff, I always try to like lean more into the sketch or like the acting stuff so that it's never too much like, hey guys, today I'm doing this with my face. Like I try to steer away from that. Even though I know sometimes it's probably good for like connecting with your audience and like being real and like being yourself. But I'm also like, no, I don't want you to like know who I am. Like it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. But as a podcast, this is my medium for that. You know what I mean?
That's why I feel like I don't make like enough TikToks or enough little video content because I'm so happy where my audiences can find me,
Yeah.
and I love nurturing that environment.
Yeah.
Because I've done that content grind so much in the past with Vine and everything, I'm like, I'm
It's
good.
a lot.
And I don't want it like eating at my mental health.
Yeah.
But
Well, you've
lately
been really
now-
good about that.
Lately now, though, I'm just kind of like, screw it. I just kind of want to start putting more stuff out there and just see what sticks and see what doesn't stick.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like when you have that mentality too of like just screw it, that's when it like is better. Like the world rewards you for that.
Yeah, overthinking is really not going to get you far, and then you're going to look back and go, why wasn't I doing that during that time?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait. So you got into Vine, came to this event, met people, and then what happened? So you're in LA at this point.
I'm in LA at this point, still working that job, and then
Yeah.
we would just start hanging out more and more on the weekends with all those people from Vine.
Yeah.
Finally got that brand deal, decided to quit, and then I decided to invest my full energy in hanging out and collabing with these friends. And it's
Yeah.
so awesome when you're a creator and you finally find your tribe of
Yeah.
people who find you funny, you find them funny, and it doesn't seem transactional.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing is once you start getting a little bit of a social media following, you move out here, you start collaborating with other creators, and that's cool. But like, I'm so friendship first
No, I know. Me too.
before you like make the content, even though I feel like we're friends and
No,
we
we
came
are.
over
Yeah,
and we're doing a podcast.
We're like soul connected somehow. It's weird.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is, but I made sure like when I was like an up and coming creator, if there were people that I liked and I wanted to hang out with, if I was going to hang out with them, I wasn't going to ask to like, let's not make a Vine right now.
Let's make a video. Yeah.
And then that made other people like, okay, he's cool. I don't feel stressed out with him. I can actually hang out with him, and then funny things will happen.
Yeah.
So
yeah, totally.
there's that mentality, but just to give you the skinny, also around this time, like David Dobrik was also a Viner. He moves out here. He was already big into making YouTube videos in high school.
Yeah.
But during that time, a lot of the Viners weren't making YouTube videos. So they would tune into David Dobrik because he would make these vlogs of all the people you saw on Vine.
Yeah.
You only saw them 6 seconds at the time. Now you can see them in full form. And then through that, we started becoming this whole group called the Vlog Squad, which
Yeah.
wasn't self-named because now you have all these houses of creators, Team 10, Hype House.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Vlog Squad, we were named by the people. We were for the people. It was the most, and we were friends first.
Yeah.
We
And I
weren't-
think that came through. I think that's why people enjoyed And again, like I was not a Vlog Squad watcher like growing up. This is all like the past few years. I'm playing catch up. But it is this like when you're watching those videos, you do feel like you're kind of like there as like a part of the experience, like the way it was filmed, the energy. It's a really cool thing that you guys did.
And I got so lucky being friends with like that group.
Yeah.
Like that, and that truly set like a whole new trajectory of like obviously getting the following and
Wait, what were we talking about?
just being right place, right time with the Vlog Squad and all that. Yeah.
And how long were you doing that?
Oh, I mean, I feel like it was all kind of going up until like the big global panini, and then David stopped vlogging. A lot of us stopped vlogging just because the momentum just kind of shifted, and we just doubled down and started our podcast. So so now I do Unfiltered with Zane and Heath and Mariah, and then I do Good Influences with me, Mike, and Carly and Aaron, who you got to have on. They're great.
I love it. Yes. No, I want to meet everybody. Like I need to like meet everyone and get to know everybody out here because it is like when you live alone too, it can be really kind of tough I find it more difficult to go out alone here. Like, it's just because you're like, what the hell? Like, I need to, like, be with people. Like, what am I, a
Yeah.
loser? Like,
Yeah.
it's tough. It's tough. But I will say, too, like, people have been so welcoming out here. Like, Nick is that how do you say?
Oh,
Is it Norsha?
Nick Norsha.
Nick Norsha.
Yeah.
Obsessed with
That's
him.
how that's how we met. Was
at
kind of
Nick's.
through him.
Yeah, it was like at a party.
Christmas party,
was
or
a
it
Christmas
was like a
party.
winter wonderland
Yeah.
surprise party, but there was no really
birthday party.
It was and Lance Bass was there.
Yeah, Lance Bass was there. I talked to him for a few minutes. So nice.
What did you say to Lance Bass?
I don't remember. I definitely got pretty tipsy at that party, but I think I was just chatting. Like, I was just
Are you a
chatting.
person who you can go up to celebrities no problem and get to chatting with them?
Yeah, because you know what it is? I really live in a place of delusion where I see them as like equals to me. I'm like, no, like I'm an actor too. Like we're just coworkers here. And I feel like that just helps me. And then when I walk away, that's when I'm like, oh my God. Well, that's what happened. I ran into Barry Koenig. Or Koenig, I think that's how I say his last name. At Runyon Canyon.
Oh, Saltburn guy.
Yeah. I ran into him at Runyon Canyon.
What'd you say?
I literally was like, I saw him and he was standing. I told this story on the other episode, but it's just a great story. He was at the bottom. It was with my friend Ayame. And she didn't even notice him. And he was standing there and he had his earbuds in and a hat on and he was talking to somebody. And I just walked by and I noticed him and I was like, Barry? And he turned around. He's like, oh, hey, how you doing? Like, we were old friends. And
that Barry you said is like an old friend. If I was him, I was like, do I know
Do
you?
we know each other?
Yeah, Barry?
You know what? That's kind of where I want them to be like, wait, are we? And I'm like, yeah, no, it's fine. You don't remember me. And then guilt them. No.
That could be a move,
Great
though.
technique.
Like, it's a crazy
Yeah,
move.
we met through Mike.
Right. Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
remember?
I was at your house.
Yeah, we had a whole banter. You know, wow, you must have been blackout. That's fine. No, but he was so nice, and I was just like, congratulations on everything. Like, you deserve everything. You're so great. And I was like, can I get a picture? Is that weird?
Did you ask for
I
one?
did. I have it. I have a good pic. And we look like our arms are around each other. Like,
I think I saw this.
I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah.
I put it on my wall. I'm like, no, this is going on the grid. Like,
And no one else around like caught on that it
no,
was him?
It was like a rainy day.
That's the
which is
move.
really when to go out.
Yeah.
And hike, because that's when the celebs come out. And we were the only ones there. We were like leaving, and he was just there. Maybe he was waiting for somebody. I don't know.
Wow.
But that's why I love LA too.
I know, it's like I always say, like seeing celebrities around LA is like seeing Pokemon. Like
It
it's like you're
is.
like gotta catch them all. You're like, oop, oop, oop. Who did you
No.
see?
I saw somebody the other day too. Who I don't know his name, but he was like on Breaking Bad. He's done a bunch of stuff. Just walking
Aaron
down
Hall?
West Hollywood. No, he was like a kind of a guest star.
Okay.
Recurring, but he's somebody who works a lot. Couldn't tell you his name.
Okay.
Really tall, curly hair.
There's a lot of like, oh, that's that guy from that one thing.
Yeah, and I'm so bad with names. Really great with faces. I'm like, oh, you were in Breaking Bad episode 9, whatever. But
The worst is when you see them, but then you Google and you find it, and then you go
Yeah,
up. You're like, "Can we
no.
get a picture?" And then you swipe up, and it's their like
like the
Wikipedia
Google,
page, and they're like,
"Screw you," like-
yeah,
embarrassing.
Yeah.
No, but I haven't done anything that bad yet. But I just love, like, I love that everyone here feels like they're doing something in a creative way. I love that.
yeah. There's a great vibration, and like that's where like I've been in a place too where my wife and I were like,
Love Patricia, by the way.
we're
Oh my gosh.
shout out to my wife
She's
Patricia.
the coolest.
Love you,
girl.
babe. But we've been like thinking, oh, what's our future going to be? Where are we going to raise kids? And, we would love to stay in LA if we had a ton of money, because I'd
Yeah.
love to live out here comfortably.
Yeah.
But then we've considered, moving to Nashville. We've even talked about Alabama,
I could
which
see you guys down
sometimes
there. I mean-
I like that. But then I'm like, I love though having my creative friends out here.
Yeah.
I love that I have someone who's a musician. I love having someone who's a screenwriter, producer.
Yeah.
Those juices keep me going. The conversations are great. I love having those resources around me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I could just hang on a front porch, talk with a bunch of accountants every day.
No, I
love all
know.
my friends in Alabama, but like I think I'd get a little squirrely being the
Yeah.
only like creative yada yada personality out there.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I thought about, because before I lived here, I was in New York, and I thought about for a while, I'm like, okay, well, what about like Atlanta? Like thinking about the other like actor hubs or whatever.
Which Atlanta is huge right now.
Atlanta's
They're
huge.
shooting everything out there.
Everything. And like Nashville is getting bigger. I feel like that area, and I feel like more influencers are moving down there. And like Austin, I mean, all the podcasters are moving to Austin. Like
Yeah.
everyone's down there. But there's just something about like the New York LA thing is still, and having lived in New York for 6 years and then coming here like this burp that's like just chilling here. I feel like here is even more buzzy than New York. Like in New York, there's so much business intertwined with all of the industry stuff. So it's like you can be anybody in New York, and I guess you can do that here too. But here it just feels like, what are you working on? Like, what are you writing? Like, which you can kind of, another thing I've kind of realized here is you can kind of suss out like when people are like, what are you working on? Like, so that I can be a part of it, or like, what are you working on? Like, I genuinely want to know what you're working on.
Or they're just like, what are you working on? Because I just want to judge it too.
Yeah. Oh, you're not working on anything? You're like, it's
Because sometimes I get those questions. Sometimes like, what are you working on? I'm like, what I've been working on my podcast. I don't know. Do I need to be working on this huge like, magnum opus?
No,
like I know I'm not working on that. So
I know. How do you feel like you are? Are you a very like productive, proactive, like busy, like, I'm gonna keep myself busy person? Or are you more like laid back? Because I have a tendency to be like lazy and I need to fight that.
No, I'm pretty laid back. I love knowing what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And I'm really bad with my downtime, because that's the whole thing about social media. You're like, oh, I could make something really awesome right now. But do I really want to stress out about that right now?
I just want to keep scrolling and watching.
Yeah. And that's a tough thing, is like when you feel like you're in like a rut of bad habits, you need to like just channel it not to be in a state of consumption, but contribution. Go on a walk, go call up your friends, get in a creative mood, think about making something and putting it out there rather than sitting there and just consuming and eating and vaping and just wasting the day away.
It will ruin your brain. Like, and there have been moments where like it'll be like a week of me not making a video and just consuming, and I feel like my brain is mush. Like,
yes, and you think you're doing like productive research when you're like on TikTok. Like, I'm just trying to find an idea that will inspire me.
Staying up to date, staying relevant.
And then you see some interesting TikTok about Machu Picchu, and then you're going down that rabbit hole, and you're like, what am I doing? What am I doing?
Or you're like 3 hours into Bigfoot research, and you're like, okay, I need to step away.
Can I say, I loved your TikTok that you made about Punxsutawney Phil.
Thank you so much.
Getting ready for like the big day. Hey, how's it going? Hey, I don't know if I'm going to see my shadow or not. The amount of people who also sent that to me.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm a huge Groundhog Day guy.
I love Groundhog Day.
I should have invited you to my party.
There was a Groundhog Day party?
I had a Groundhog Day party on Friday.
Next year.
We had the live stream going, but even though it was from like earlier that day, I've been there to Gobbler's Knob.
Really?
And it is a sight to see.
Wow. See, I think that is a tradition that we can never get rid of.
No, and I think it's getting even bigger. The Groundhog Day edits on TikTok this year went so hard.
It was the biggest it's ever been, I feel.
It's huge. It's going to be the next Coachella is Groundhog Day.
And they say we don't have culture here in America. Look at Groundhog's Day. That's all you need to know.
That's right.
No, I'm so glad. That makes me happy. Thank you. I'm glad that you liked that video.
I loved it.
That's what he would sound like to me.
Yeah.
He would just be like a really wise guy,
you know? Back at home.
Punxsutawney Phil. I love him. No, but you're so right with the consumption thing with like TikTok. Speaking of consumption, did you watch the Risa Tisa?
Yes, the whole damn thing.
Me too.
And at first I was like, am I going to go down this rabbit hole? Because I like started seeing like reposts of people like watching it in the shower. You see people at like barbershops having it on the TV.
Oh my God.
People in apartments looking into other apartments of people watching it. And I started that, and I did not know where my night was about to go.
It took like 2 days.
So were you there like since the beginning, or did you binge it all in one?
It had come out like on like February 14th or something. It came out like, and then I caught it a few days later. It didn't start popping up for me until a few days later. And then it sucked me in. And I would watch most of it on 2-speed because she is a very slow talker.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy 2-speed, though. Once you get that going, your brain just goes, this is how normal information should just be processed.
The first time I ever did that, when I realized you could do that on TikTok, I was doing 2 times speed, and then I went back to normal speech, and I thought my brain was broken. It sounds like that. Oh, it messed me up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, this is like, the future is dark. Like, that we're all just becoming... And that's another thing too, with the scrolling for hours, my attention span has gotten so like I can't even finish a video if it's like.
Yeah, not fast enough. It's not fast enough. Make it quicker.
And then I'm trying to speed up 2-speed, and I'm like, no, this is bad. This is bad.
But that whole story, bananas.
Blew my mind.
I love a good con. I love someone who just gets called out for their lies.
Oh my God, I know. Well, and for some reason, he looks so familiar to me. And I don't know why.
Oh, you think like maybe you went on a date with Legion back in the day?
Did we date? No, I've like seen his face before.
And to give the people just a little bit of context, if you're listening or watching and you don't know what this is just the skinny. A girl went and did a 50-part TikTok series of her explaining how she married this guy back in like COVID.
Yep.
Ended up, getting married to him and finding out that he was full of shit. It's like the Tinder Swindler, that Netflix documentary, but in real life being married to someone and not realizing who they were.
And he lied about everything.
Proof of fun. Show me the proof of fun. Saying that he played arena football. He was from San Diego. He had two sisters. All of it.
Like nonsensical. And now he's coming out and saying he's like working with Netflix and he's got this. Have you seen his videos?
Yes, but like he's also lying about that as well,
he's like
right?
Just lying about He said he was filming. He's like going on day 16. I'm like, her videos haven't even been out 16 days.
Now, what's kind of so crazy about me though, I feel like if I was with somebody, I could tell if they were pretty like full of shit way early on. And I feel bad for her because I think it came from a place of maybe insecurity.
Yeah.
She wanted the love. She wanted the attention.
Yeah, and she says that about, she's like, I wanted to be married. Like I wanted to, and she says like a few times in her video, she's like, I was making these voice diaries. Like I knew something was up, but I just kind of chose to believe him. Mm-hmm. And like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you've ever had bad relationships because you're in literally a golden one now. But like when you are in kind of a bad relationship, I feel like your brain tries to like justify things and like make excuses. It's like a head and heart kind of like thing too. Yeah,
they say, when you see the world through rose-colored glasses, you don't see the red flags.
Yeah.
I think that's from like BoJack Horseman or something. That, you are like really in denial about all the red flags that are in front of you because you feel so happy that you're in love and you're getting this attention and it ebbs and flows and they make you feel like you're the most important person in the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
But bless Risa. Now she's going to go to London. She's going to have her.
I hope she gets she better get a Netflix special. BMW send her the blue car with the cognac
interior, baby. BMW,
give it to her.
Come on.
Hopefully she gets a perfect contract and everything is negotiated. I always get so nervous when someone goes like massive viral and I'm like, who are they in contact with?
No,
hopefully there's someone that's not conning her again.
Like it has to be a good person.
Hopefully Tyler Perry also like buys the.
But I also don't want it to be Tyler Perry because I feel like sometimes his stuff can be a little soapy, and I want it to be like grit. Like give it to like Ari Aster, Legion. Like give me like a dark like make it like a like I would love that.
Oh yeah.
Like give me like a true detective-y kind. Well, maybe not true detective, but like
I don't know. Or it could be like expanded into like a full mini series rather than just like Legion the movie.
Yeah, because I feel like it could go that route where it's like kind of corny, a little like fun, but also like give me a serious like give me an Emmy nominated series.
I know people were like saying like, oh, we need to cast Octavia Spencer as her, but I think Octavia Spencer is like a little too older. But there has to be just like
an actress, Danielle Pinnock. She's amazing. She's on this show called Ghosts. She would be perfect.
Oh.
She's been doing bits on TikTok where she like is dressed up as Risa Tisha. She like got the wig and everything. She literally could play her. So that's who should play Risa.
Have you been tuning into like the lives, like the collaborative lives where they're all debating?
No, I haven't seen them.
Oh, and it's like it's a bunch of it's a bunch of girls just like Risa, them arguing their own takes, and it's like it's like the no spin zone with Wolf Blitzer. People are just going back and forth and arguing. Some of them are like taking Legion's side or being more like sympathetic that like he had mental illness and that she took all of his stuff and that's really messed up for her to do that and leave him with nothing. But then people are like, no, he's strung her on so many damn lies.
Yeah.
Do you think you can spot a liar really easily?
You know what? I used to think yes. And I think sometimes it depends on the liar though. Because I feel like I've been duped before. And I've always thought that I had a really good sense. I think I have a really good sense of people, like energetically. But I have a problem. I feel like I tend to be a little more naive. and I will take people at face value, and then it's not. So no.
I've been conned a few times in my life by
Have ya?
people similar to a Legion situation.
Really?
I had a roommate in college who one time faked a phone call conversation in front of me for 10 minutes.
See, that's
Like that was
crazy.
like what Legion was doing. This guy was like faking that he was talking to his brother like every morning for
every
like,
single day.
like 30, 40 minutes, like, and no one's on the other line. So like, yeah, I had a roommate in college one time. It was like a Saturday night, and he like came in and he was like kind of drunk, and I was on the speech team. I had a tournament the next morning. I was busy prepared. He's like, "What's up, man?" I'm like, "Oh, not much, just busy working." He goes, "All right, cool. Oh shit, Victor's calling me." And Victor was like a guy who lived on our floor, and he was acting like he was on the phone with him, and I knew that Victor was out of town and he was like back in Lubbock, and I go, and in my brain when he's on the phone with him, I go, there's no way why Victor would call him right now. This doesn't make any sense.
Full body chills. I
So
hate this.
he's on the phone with him and he's talking about weird specific shit like, hey man, how's your truck? Oh yeah, did you get those new tires on it? And then like after 7 minutes I go, give me the phone, I want to talk to Victor. And he goes, hold on 1 second. Yeah, wait, hold on, Matt wants to talk to you. Matt, all right, you gotta go. All right, man, catch you later.
Oh my god.
And then he goes, he couldn't talk, he had to go. And I go, all right. And then my roommate leaves, and then I text Victor, and I go, were you on the phone with him? And he goes, no. Spooked me out of my mind that he did that.
What was the point? Did you ever
I
address
think,
it?
well, no, I never addressed it. But I
how do you
did
even?
leave being roommates with him. How I didn't address it because I felt like, I didn't want to address it, but the reason why he did it, though, I think he was a little jealous that I was like kind of making friends a little bit like easier and better in college,
Yeah.
and this was like our first couple weeks, and he just like I think psychologically wanted to get in my head and seem like he was having a better time than me.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, mentally I've forgiven him. I'm still
Yeah,
friends with
yeah.
the guy I put in the past, but because he like lied and did that stuff, he can tell me stories now, and I kind of don't believe him.
Yeah.
Because it's like the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah.
But
How is he doing in life?
He's doing great.
Okay, cool.
I think so. I don't like.
He could be lying. No.
He's
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
great, but there have been patterns where like people are compulsive liars, and you kind of just like
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sometimes you don't want to address it. But when they start like truly conning you, and if you are being hurt by it, that's when it's an issue.
Yes. Yes. No, 100%.
Also, oh yeah. And then one time I had a friend who like messaged me on Snapchat, talking shit about me to me.
Oh,
but it was
God.
about something I had talked to him later that day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who is
you
this
mean to-
send this to? And he goes, oh no, Matt. This was a fan who was talking shit about you, and I was copying and pasting it, sending it to you. And I go, okay. But like this is about stuff that we talked about. He goes, "No, Matt, trust me, 100%. It's not me."
He was
and
probably-
I go screenshot. I go send me the screen name of this person who sent you this, because this doesn't make sense what I've told you. And then he sends me the screenshot, and it's like Skater Kid 87, and I go, Skater Kid 87, who the hell is that? And then I go on the internet and I search Skater Kid 87.
course.
It's my friend's high school's or his YouTube account he made like when he was in high school. So it was his burner account, side account
Oh
that he
my
always had.
God.
And then I'm like, buddy, you lied to me, and you were talking crap about me.
Like, what do you do? Like, because that really just changes the whole dynamic. Like,
Yeah, and it sucked. And like it was another creator who did it to me, and we were very like supportive in the Vine like scene, and I just was like, that really disappointed me. The thing is, still friends with him.
Yeah.
But I made the boundary where like I will never like boost or share or collab, because that's the whole thing. Is like, we're creators. We
Right.
shed a little fairy dust here and there to help support us, but
Of
I'm like, you get
course.
none of my fairy dust
Yeah,
ever.
no.
Like I will not comment, like, or any of your stuff again. We occasionally talk here and there.
Yeah.
And I forgave him one time. I saw him at Coachella and was like, we were kind of standing next to each other, and I'm like, I'm not gonna ruin this day in this
Right,
moment.
right, yeah.
Let's just compartmentalize it, set my boundaries. I
Yeah.
forgave him.
and because at the end of the day, too, life is short.
Yeah.
Like, what's the like? It is that thing. It's like, well, if I resent you, I'm drinking the poison. Like, it is so true, but it does. Like, it's like it gets you, especially when it's a friend. It's different when it's like, because okay, I recently was kind of burned by a friend and I had never in my life been burned by a friend, like in that way, where this girl who I became really, really, really close with, really like inseparably close, to the point where it was weird how close we got. She just completely stopped talking to me. Just like cold turkey, stopped talking to me. And it like messed me up.
Getting ghosted by a friend is like
Oh
even
my
worse
God.
than like
Horrible. Because I went through a bad relationship, bad breakup, and she knew about that, because that has its own traumas or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think it was this thing. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know why it ended up. It was when I lived in Kingston, I kind of became friends with this group of people who I'm still friends with, but they were all like high school friends, and I became friends with them and like kind of joined their group, which I thought was just great. But then like as time went on, you kind of start to see it was kind of like I was the outsider because they all like had all these years of inside jokes, and it just kind of got weird. And I think this one girl was kind of very much the leader of the pack, kind of like very big, strong personality. And I don't know. And it was weird too. We had the same name. Okay.
And
our birthdays were 2 days apart. It was really like, it was almost like, like when you, I don't know if you believe in like multiple like timelines and all that, like that kind of stuff. But I was like, I feel even when we first met, we would joke about how we weren't supposed to meet.
Right.
Like, we were the same person.
It was supposed to just be parallel universes, and it wasn't supposed to intersect.
Like it was a cross. And when that happened, I'm like, wait, what if like it actually did? Like we were meant to be short.
Yeah, you created the tangent universe.
Yeah, and it just messed with me. So like friend stuff like that is like.
And still to this day, she's never like.
Well, she reached out once after I moved to California, like a few weeks ago, and she was like, "Hey, I've been thinking about you a lot," and I just was like you broke my heart in a way.
Yes.
Like,
wait, I relate to this so much.
Yeah.
I had a friend in high school. She was like in the theater. She was like the senior while I was like a freshman, sophomore. She really took me under her wing. She was like my big sister. And she went through like some addiction issues and stuff. And I was there supporting her the entire time. She ghosted me big time. And then I had a family friend who worked with her in Dallas. And I was like, oh my gosh, my longtime friend, so-and-so, I'm going to call her Brittany. She works there. You should say hi. He went up to Brittany and goes, hey, do you know Matt King? And she goes, no. She goes, don't you know the whole Kings? They say they know you. She goes, never heard of them. And I was like, when I heard that, it was like a knife in my heart. But I understand her ghosting me while she was maybe in rehab, and I think she like had a baby and she had to put the baby up for adoption. She was in a very dark space, and if someone has addiction, I understand
totally. Yeah,
they have to rewire and not be around people who they think maybe are enablers. Though I don't think I was like going drink, do drugs. But she recently DM'd me and was like, hey, oh my gosh, what's up, old friend? Hey, I would love to get on a call with you. Trust me, this is not an MLM thing, but I just would love to pick your brain about something. And I was so like my younger self was like, I got so excited because I was like, oh my gosh. But then I'm like, wait, I think she's a better person. She's married now.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm still kind of like scarred from the whole ghosting where like I didn't want to let her back in and I just didn't respond.
No, and I feel like that's so valid. But then you're questioning yourself. You're like, am I overreacting? Like, am I being like, wow, time has passed. Am I being like, is there something wrong with me to still care about this?
Yeah.
But it does. It hits you in a spot that, especially when it's like, when they pop back up for whatever reason, you're like, oh, ow, like that wound is still there. Mm-hmm. It's really weird.
And I'm a nostalgic person. Part of me, I still want to like hit each other up and chat and be like, oh, do you remember this teacher? Do you remember that one time we did that thing in theater together?
Yeah.
Like I have all those memories with her that I would love to revisit.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I still don't know like how you are. I'm still hurt.
I know. And then it's like, do we address it? Do we talk about it?
And then you just think maybe it's better just to move on and focus on the present and not dig too much at the past and be there and focus on the people in your life who are still there, still rooting for you. I think we get caught up so much in our happiness that it needs to come from other people, or that I want them to like me. Or this new friend, I really want them to like me. Or does that old friend not like me anymore? Look at who is stuck with you. Look at the people who are still your friends from high school, who are actually still commenting on your stuff,
real.
Still rooting for you, even though they live out in Denver and they're working in business consulting, but they're like, and you're showing that you got a comedy show or something, and they're like, this is awesome. That's a real friend.
I know.
Invite those people to your weddings. Invite those people around. If they're ever in LA, go get drinks with them.
Yeah.
Don't chase your happiness from people who are not that genuinely happy for you anymore. You need to have friends who are rooting for you every time you're doing something awesome.
So real. And I think with social media too, and with what we do, I think this video popped up the other day that I was like, whoa, interesting. Where it's like this because I know the term codependency, like in terms of like a relationship, and I know the idea of like parasocial relationships, but you can be codependent with people that you want to be friends with. And that really was like, whoa to me. Because there are people like that I admire that I'm like, I like your comedy. I want to know you. And then like, if it's not like, if I'm not becoming friends with them, I'm like, wait, is there something wrong with me? Like, do they not like me? And it's like, it has nothing to do with you. You're probably not even on their brain, but you have created this idea in your brain that they're perceiving you in this way that you've made up. And it's like, actually, I'm the one that's creating a false narrative that they're a bad person for thinking bad things about me that they're not even thinking. And it's like,
that's so great you realize that, because there are people, it takes them forever to make that realization.
Yeah.
And it will rot and consume their mind, and especially deplete your own creative drive.
I know, because then you're trying to be, and I go through, I think I ebb and flow with this, because sometimes when I am fully like, no, I know who I am, I'm going to make content that like resonates with me and me alone, always does really well. But when I'm like, okay, I need to make content that I feel like this person, like these people will find funny and they will want to know me. I'm like,
oh, I used to do that all the time on Vine,
poison.
because I felt like I needed to change my comedy to satisfy like the eyes of these other people, because I'm like, oh my God, now they're following me.
Yeah.
So if they're gonna see this, I want them to be impressed. If you're doing that, you're in the wrong space.
Yeah.
Because you ever like, sometimes you can like, you have friends and you can like tell you can tell by the stuff they're posting, you're like, who is this for?
Yeah.
Like it seems really inauthentic.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't seem like it's coming from their own just inner self to express to the world. It's like, I don't, sometimes people do that like the way they're like posing, or it's like, this is for a guy, or I know guys, or the way they're posting up, it's like that was like flexing for a girl. They're being so serious online. I'm like, bro.
I know. The
I know
thirst trap videos or something else.
Oh,
too. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Sometimes though I do envy the people who are like really good look, like people who can pout, like just do nothing and just take a picture of themselves and it just looks good. I'm like, all right,
okay, must be fucking nice.
Yeah, I'm always just like trying to find just decent lighting.
And then I'm like, well, I guess I just won't post it. I hate it. Forget it. That's why there's like no pictures of me on my grid. I'm like, no, I literally can't take a selfie. I can't. Forget it. Oh my God, wait. We're like close to our like hour of time already. Oh my God. Okay, wait. So just to go back to you.
Yeah.
You got married.
I got married.
You're podcasting. What is kind of like in your perfect ideal career, like what are the biggest things you want? Like what are the biggest things that I want? That's a really great question. I would love, I really want to do better, more long form content that is expressive about me and the things that I find interesting. I feel like right now I'm in a space where I'm having a lot of conversations with people via podcasts, and I love doing that. But having truly like a Matt King moment where I geek out on the things that I want to talk about and give my takes on via like YouTube, I really would like to get into that. I love what Brittany Broski is doing on the Broski Report. I have not met her, but I'm obsessed with her. Like she's just unbelievable.
Oh yeah, she's like a church. She's like there's
Talk about authenticity.
Yeah,
she maybe I haven't met her, so I don't know. But I feel like she's just unabashedly herself.
Oh, I'll introduce you guys. I would love. Oh, she's a riot, and I love what Brooke's doing on.
Brooke and Connor.
Oh, Brooke and Connor
coming on.
Oh, really?
We have the same manager. Yeah.
Good.
He has a whole team, but we share people.
Yeah, I love Connor. He's from Texas. He's from Texas. We went to UT.
I haven't met him yet, but I love him on the internet. We're online friends.
He's a riot.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, and I'm exploring this thought. It's tough, honestly, just being like a straight white male in like the creative like universe, because either you need to be like a full-time like comedian, like ha 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 ha, like not taking anything too seriously, and then other time I'm trying to find a middle ground with how I truly want to express myself about the things I do want to like talk about. But okay, so there's that. You come
off really authentic though.
Oh, thank you.
You really do. Yeah.
I need you around. And then obviously, so there's that, and I would like to get into hosting. I really would love to have a game show, but I want it to be like my own idea that I can do with other influencers, like a trivia-based game show.
That would be fun.
But there's just some bandwidth right now in life where I'm like, we got to focus on, just because kids will come into the picture at some point.
Yeah.
And I want to have something that's solid and consistent that can bring in income. I really want to get into like doing like a business with my wife that deals with like home interiors or home furnishings. I don't want to spoil anything,
Okay,
but I
yeah.
want us to have a collaborative business together.
Yeah, I love that.
That brings us income that we can share our time working together.
Yeah.
So there's that. It's so hard to predict
Yeah.
what the future will bring, but I'm incredibly optimistic.
Yeah. And we're freelancey people too. Like I feel like we need to be constantly like creating something. Like
Yeah.
whether it's a business or it's like a game show or like a YouTube show or whatever, like we have to do it. Like it's in our Irish blood.
I need to get you on Who to Have because there's so much stuff that I want to ask you, but I know that when you
Yeah.
come on a show, like the interviewee doesn't interview the interviewer.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you,
yeah.
I genuinely think, are going to become huge.
Thank you. I hope so.
You have so much star power, grit, charisma,
Thank you.
and talent.
Thank you.
I know that
I need you around.
I know that you do voiceover work. I can know that you act. You have the full package, and it's
Thank
just,
you.
and I want to let you know, don't worry, because it's definitely coming for you.
It's really weird. And again, like I was talking about delusional before, I have no, like, and this is not an ego thing. This is just like, because I've suffered with feeling self-conscious or like comparing myself to others for literally forever until recently.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
It really is. It really is. And I still have my moments, but I don't have any doubt, like self-doubt. Like there's no backup plan. There's no like if I don't make it, there is no if I don't make it. Like I have to. And I think you have to live that way to a certain degree.
Absolutely.
Like,
you have to believe in the
have to.
delusion.
Yeah.
Completely.
And
Don't
just-
put yourself financially at risk. Maybe
No.
don't buy a house thinking that you're going to make it and then the money will come.
No,
But
I'm so frugal with my money. Anytime I get like a chunk of money, I'm like I squirrel it away. I'm like, don't come here. Like I can't go out. Like
wait until you get married, because then
God.
I'm like, wait, what did you do with the money, or what did you buy, or like we've been getting a little like,
Yeah.
we need to save our acorns.
Yeah. And now it's so expensive. Like it's
I
so expensive.
know. I'm like, think of the dream house. Think of the house.
But you guys have, I mean, I haven't seen it in person, but your guys' apartment is stunning.
Oh, thank you.
The
Thank you.
pictures
It's
I've
in West
seen-
Hollywood. It's perfect. You got to come by.
It's beautiful.
It's great.
Yeah, we have to hang. We have to
Okay,
hang.
of course.
Oh my God, this was so fun.
This was a blast.
It was so fun.
The people who are listening, the people who are watching, you are in the right place.
Thank you. Yeah.
Make sure you go like and subscribe and leave a review about this episode and all the other guests, because Mackenzie,
Man, thank you.
It's the
Wait,
best.
and Matt, where can we find you? Where can we follow you? All the things.
where can you find me? Okay, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Matt King, Matt R. King. And you can listen to my podcast. There's Hoot and a Half with Matt King. There's Good Influences with Carly and Contro, Aaron Guilfoy, and Mike Sheffer. And then there's Zane and Heath Unfiltered with me, Zane Heath, and Mariah.
Wow.
All of that is on YouTube, anywhere you find podcasts. And yeah.
Hell yeah. There's so much more to come from us.
This
yeah.
was a breeze.
It really, I'm so glad you came.
Oh,
And
I love this.
You know what? I love when people are just like, hell yeah, I'll come. Because like so many people won't. You know what I mean? Or like so many people are just like, I can't. All right, whatever. But you're just so
Oh
cool.
no, yeah. I
You're
do this
"Hell
like
yeah."
3 times a week. So like if
You're
I
like,
can
"What's
fit another one in,
more?"
this is time well spent.
Man, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me
Seriously.
on.
Bye, guys.
Toodles.